Hi guys, how are you? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Stavros. Is everyone good? Is everyone Hi Natala, Rennie, hello, how are you? Can you see possible head and shoulder patterns at a 4-hour BTC? We can see. Hello. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone see me? The music is good. Head and shoulders on Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart. Oh, you mean this? Yeah, I mean, it could be, but I still believe the market will continue back up, and I'm basing that off the candlesticks on the higher time frames instead of just looking at the lower time frames. So let's see. It is... Just 1 second, guys. Potentially we can come up to that level. I still believe the market will continue back up. Let's see, guys, just 1 second. Just because we did have this, just because we are having a retest of the support, since before we did have an inverted hammer on the daily, so that is a pretty strong... Okay, Tala, you are getting out of here. Okay, so let's see. We did have this inverted hammer. The market did almost fill the wick. What I potentially can see right now is that we're coming up because we're having... I do believe we need to create a higher lower high than we're having right now. And just because I do believe the market will continue back up is also because of this engulfing candle that we're having. So if we're taking Fibonacci from 46,600, or yeah, exactly, to the previous highest point that we did have, going down to the lower time frames, and I already have, so I have two limit orders, buy limit orders. They have not been activated yet, and I'm still having it on Prime XBT, as you can see. So I'm having my buy limit orders around 48,100. But it hasn't been activated. I'm just waiting for the market to continue back down even more. I typed how to cheer up my Sunday mood, and Google sent Lauren. Yeah, so on Bitcoin, I do believe we will come back up. So I'm waiting for the market to come back down and create and activate my buy limit order, and I'm having my take profit around the Fibonacci levels that I'm taking from the higher time frames, where I see the market actually can potentially continue back down. When the market is coming to these levels, I'm gonna look at short positions, but right now I'm waiting for the long positions to get activated. But if I start to see like huge movement to the downside, I'm obviously gonna take away my limit orders. Yeah, so that is on Bitcoin. I do believe we will continue back up a little bit for then continuing back down. And yeah, so guys, just let me tell me what coins you want me to look at. Let's see. We can just do a little recap on what actually happened yesterday on the pairs that we were looking at. So we're looking at Rose, and the market came back down and retested the support, and so market started to create higher highs. I don't remember what time I was 12. Yeah, so taking a Fibonacci, when we saw the market came inside and retested the support, we could also see that market starting to create lower lows and lower higher highs and higher lows. So we could have taken a Fibonacci from 0.25 to the highest point at 0.26. Market came back down to the Fibonacci levels, and then you saw the continuation to the upside. And right now on rolls, we need to wait and see for the market to come back down, because obviously it's having a momentum, and we could come back down and retest this previous resistance. But it's sometimes it's better just to let the market come back down a little bit, so I also can use the Fibonacci because the market can just continue right now. I'm super good, Lauren. How are you? I'm super good. It's Sunday. It's beautiful weather in Sweden. Okay, we're looking at Matic. We're going directly to the daily chart, and we are continuing back down. As you can see, so yesterday we did close this candle just where I had my previous. So I think that was from the weekly high. Yeah, as you can see, I took the weekly high on Matic from around the 1st of November. We saw the market never had the power to continue back up. So you saw the fake out, you saw the retest. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that, because when I'm looking at these pairs and when we're going back and do the recaps, the market is, I mean, we're having so good targets. You could see, if you were on my live stream yesterday, you saw that I was talking about this. Market came back to that level. You saw the retest. Now the market is continuing back down. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that, because I will go through these pairs, see every single day together. And I mean, it's really good when you see the targets actually getting respected, and we're coming to the levels we're talking about on the live streams. Yeah, so we did come back down. So I potentially could see my Matic coming back down to 1.8. Looking at the lower time frames, you saw multiple times we tried to break it level. You had the wick, you saw the bullish candlestick, that market just went straight down. Going to the lower time frames, this was actually a pretty good, if I wanted to short the market, I could definitely have done that. Just looking at these two pairs, you're having the resistance right here. So when you saw the market coming back down of this level, the market right now it gave us the first leg. You saw the 2 wicks against the weekly resistance. You saw the market trying to break this level with a fake out. Market comes back down and retested the previous high. Market continues back down. So that was a super good entry if anyone was looking at it. But remember, I'm no financial advisor, so you do whatever you want to do. But just looking at the targets and what we're talking about is very important, guys. So if you do anything else than listening to me on these live streams, you're actually missing out on a lot of things. So yeah, just want to tell you that. Okay, we're gonna look at LRC. Okay, we're looking at LRC. We're going directly to the daily, and we were talking about this pair yesterday. I think so, yeah. So we're taking a Fibonacci from 2.008 to the highest point at 2.5. Going to the day, the 4-hour chart, we could see market. We did respect the 50% 2 times. We saw the fake out on. We saw the fake out from this support yesterday. You saw the market coming inside and retested it. So on this 4-hour candle that we're seeing right now, if you see that this candle closing like this in 15 minutes, I definitely highly believe the market will continue back up. And so that is what I see on LRC. We can continue back up. And I also have a Fibonacci. So we're going to take these away because it's too many things on the chart right now. As I can see right here, I'm also having a Fibonacci from the highest point at 3.4 to the lowest point at 2.04. And it looks like if we're coming up now, we can retest the trend line one more time, and you can also retest Fibonacci at 2.8 or 2.6, and at that point you just might see the market slowly breaking to the downside again. But we have to look and see how the market's going to behave. I do believe you will see the market trying to fake us out one more time. As you can see, every time the market tried to break this level, you had the wicks to the upside, and then market came back down. So if we're looking at the 4-hour chart and zooming in on what happened before, you saw the market trying to fake us out. Market came back down. We retested the fake out one more time with another fake out. Market continues back down. So that is possibly something that can happen again. Okay, so we're gonna look at one. I guess that's Harmony. Okay, so we're gonna look at Harmony. So we did have this previous lower low, as you can see, around 0.18. Going to the 4-hour chart, we almost came up and retested the Fibonacci levels. I don't remember when this was, 10th. I don't remember if we were looking at this yesterday. Yeah, so we didn't come up to the Fibonacci. We just potentially can do that again. And if I see a retest of 0.18226, you're having the wicks, you're having the engulfing candles, the market could definitely continue back down. Because looking at the higher time frames, yeah, just 1 second, guys. I just want to see. I think this could potentially be too tight. I want to see how it looks on the 12-hour chart. We could also come up and retest this level at 0.19, and we just might consolidate in between this level from the support to the resistance, and after that we just want to see how the market's going to behave around 0.19. If we're coming back down from that level, at that point the targets could be 0.14 and 0.12. We just might also see, because sometimes depending on what time frame you're using the Fibonacci on, you could also see market coming up to 0.21, and then you just might see market continue back down. So that is why we have to follow how the candlestick is working, because right now we did have a fake out from this support, as you can see. Going back in time, you see the market has been here before. It was also a previous resistance. So yesterday we did have the fake out. You see the retest. Now the market just might slowly starts to create higher highs and higher lows till we come to 0.21, and that is the Fibonacci levels that just potentially will take us back down again. So that could be the lower high be created, because you've had this drop. Now market might just need to correct itself a little bit more than just having small lower highs. Market comes back up. So we have to see how the market is going to behave around these levels. I do believe we will continue back up, because looking at Bitcoin is the same thing. I do believe we will have a bigger, pullback. I hope you understood what I was talking about. If not, just tell me and I'll try to explain it even better. So we're gonna look at Luna. We're looking at Luna. We're just gonna take away everything, starting from the weekly, again having huge candlesticks. So we potentially can come back down to this previous resistance at 51. Going to the daily chart, we're just having two double tops right here also. So you have the double top right here. Market failed to break the higher high. We're going down to the lower time frames. And you could also see the market gave us, with the fake out, it gave us a head and shoulder. Market continues back down. We are having the neckline right here. I'm going to have it right here. I don't want to have it at 66. I'm dragging it down because you could also see that this was actually where the market retested, came back down. And if we see the pullback again, we're taking another Fibonacci. We can take it, just looking at the 12-hour chart, we can take it from 69.942. We can also take it back down to 59. Going to the 4-hour chart again, we could, if we see the market now breaking this level at the support, and you are seeing the market coming back up to maybe 65, and you start to see the rejections, you're also retesting this previous support, and that could be the neckline if you would definitely want to be very, very specific of the head and shoulders that we're having. So that could potentially take us back down a little bit more. Looking at the higher time frames, why I do believe the market will continue back down is because we're having such huge bearish candlesticks. We can also take a trend line. So we didn't reach it yet, so this trend line is kind of not valid, but we can just have it here in case we see the market coming up to it again and retest it. And from that level, I mean, either the market will break and continue up, but the trend lines is super important to have. If we're having a retest off that level, it could take us back down to 51. And at that point, you're also having this previous resistance turning into a new support, and then you see market just might continue to the upside again. So I am bullish, but right now, looking at the market, it is very bearish. Natalie, some people are saying Bitcoin is just going up from here, but I don't believe them. Apparently, there are some big green dots, which are super significant on market dots. I'm just following market structure. If the market goes up, well, it goes up, but I do believe the market needs to come back down a little bit more before it does that. Oh, Anthony Josh, the funny guy, is here again. Hello, Anthony. Gala. Oh yeah, we're gonna look at Gala. Hi, Anthony. How are you? Is that why they're pumping a bit? I mean, market needs to correct itself. The market needs to correct itself. Okay, so looking at Gala, we did come up and we did break this previous lower high that we did have around 0.55, and that was also the lower high I wanted the market to break if we saw the market continue back up. We're taking Fibonacci from 0.51 to 0.60, and if we right now see market coming back down to this level at 0.55, that is the Fibonacci levels against this previous lower high, that could actually take us up to 0.62, 0.67, and 0.71. So yeah, it looks like this pair is actually going up, but whatever can happen. So I would definitely look at 0.55 and see how market's gonna behave around it. BitTorrent. Okay, so we're looking at BTT for Anthony. And let's see, looking at, okay, we're just gonna take everything away first of all. So we came back down to this previous support and we did respect it at 0.002. Going to the daily. We are having a trend line just looking like this right now. And okay, let's see. We're also having a previous support. Just gonna drag it up a little bit. So potentially, because the market, if the market is closing above 0.33, 003, sorry. I mean this, yeah. So if you're closing below this level, you just might see the market retested from below, and then you just might see market coming back down again. But we are more close to the trend line, and as you can see right here on the daily, and if we see the market now trying to break that level and you see the retest, that could definitely be a continuation to the upside. Just taking a Fibonacci from 002 to the highest point at 003, you saw the market coming back down to that level, and you did retest the 50%. But we could definitely try to come back down again and retest maybe 61% also. At that point, that is combined with the support that we're having right here. But I kind of don't like the way this market is looking. It's too tight. The candlestick is too tight with each other. But as long as we're holding ourselves above maybe 0.03, 005, you could see market just slowly consolidate until it either comes back down to the support again, or if we're breaking the trend line. Because right now it's really boring. It's very strange. It's not strange, but the market is not giving me clear direction. It just kind of, I want to see how the market is going to behave around this level that I was talking about, around 0.003 first of all. So that's what I see on BTT. Let's see what else, guys. I think everyone is waiting. Yeah, everyone is waiting. It's Sunday, so you know, it's not so many exciting things happening right now, but I mean, if you can trade it anyways. Okay, so we're gonna look at Solana. I hope you, Anthony, did understand or had some answers. Okay, so we did break the support on Solana at 183. And let's see. So we can come back down. If we're looking at this previous daily high that we did have around 15th of October, the market is just consolidating above it. So it's pretty hard doing anything right here too, because you can see it's just super tight. Everything is super tight. So I do believe the market can come back down if we see another push maybe tomorrow against 163, and you just might see a push to the upside again. So the market just might consolidate in between these levels. And just because we can also see the market had a huge move to the downside, and the market just might need to correct itself, come up, and we can take, when we're taking Fibonacci from 194 to 167, we're having a Fibonacci exactly where the previous support is, and then you just might slowly see the market coming to that level. Either we will hold it as a resistance, or we will actually take it as a support again, market continues up. So we need to see how the market is going to behave from the support to the resistance, if the resistance will hold or become a new support. So now it's kind of just waiting. Everyone is just waiting right now. What else? I live in China. Merrick? Okay. I live 5 minutes from the beach, but in a forest. Let's see. Okay. can look at Ethereum. Looking at Ethereum, we did close with this daily candle. We did close with this daily candle above 4,000, and we're seeing the retest right now, as I was talking about, going to the lower time frames. It's the same thing on Bitcoin. We can take another Fibonacci from 3,897 to the highest point at 4,087. And right now, if we're seeing the market coming back down and we're having an engulfing hammer, what? Inverted hammer right here also. So I definitely believe the market will fill this week and we can come back down to 3,960 around that level. And then you just potentially start to see the market continuing up to again. I do believe we will have a push to the upside, and maybe everyone will be super excited and be like, yeah, the market is going up right now. And from nowhere, when the market is creating the lower high, market goes back down and everyone's like, what the fuck? Market continues back down. Could possibly happen. Could possibly happen. But we need to see how everything's gonna turn out tomorrow. So it's as always on Sundays, pretty boring, but it's always good to look at analyzing the charts, because when you're having the weekly candle, you have very, very good clues on what potentially could happen. So looking at this weekly, we're still having a huge bearish candlestick. Even if we're having these wicks, I mean, we could definitely continue back up because we are retesting this previous highs that we're having. But I still believe we can come back down to 3,600 and then to see a more steady support than we're having right now. Hello, Natalia. Early live. Don't expect it. No, I know. Huh? RNDR. Okay, so we're looking at this 4-hour chart, and what I want to do is that I'm having this support, this trend line right here. And because we're having this wonderful fake out, what I could potentially see is that if we're coming back up right now and retest 4.6 Fibonacci levels, that could actually take us back down again to 4.2, 3.9, maybe 3.6. I don't believe that, but just looking at this, what's happening, you saw the fake out from this level at 4.5. Fake out retest, market continues back down a little bit more. To what level? Guys, we're just using the Fibonacci, but to the opposite side, from the lowest point at 3.4 to 4.8. Going to the lower time frames again. I just want to see how I did it. And we can see that if we are coming up to that level at to create the lower high, the first target is combined with the 50% at 4.2, sorry, and 4.0 is maybe 3.92. So we just might see the market coming to this level, and then you see the market actually breaking to the upside. So that's what I see right now. I do believe we will, but of course we can also break it. You see the retest continuation to the upside, right? But we need to know the targets, because some people are coming to me and be like, yeah, the market goes up and down. Of course, you're right. Yeah, but you need to know to where. Of course the market goes up. Of course the market goes down. That's the only thing we're looking at. SRM USDT. Okay, we're starting off with the daily. And we can see, we can take these away because they're not accurate right now. We're going to the weekly. Okay, so we came back down right now and we are retesting this weekly support trend line, as we can see perfectly. Can you see how perfect this is? This is why it's so important, guys, that we need to understand how to have our levels. So from this level, we could definitely start to continue to the upside again. Just going to the lower time frames to find a... If we're coming back down to 3.5, that could be the push that we're having, and we might coming up to 4.06. Going to the daily, we are creating lower lows and lower highs, as you can see. But what I want to do is that I want to take a Fibonacci from this highest point at 5.7 to the lowest point at 3.5. So if we are seeing this push to the upside, we could potentially come up to 4.9, and that is also the previous support that we did have before around the 28th of November. And we just also might come up again and retest the trend line that we're having, and then market could definitely continues back up. Yeah, I don't believe the market will continue back down right now. I do believe we came back down to the support trend line. Now market needs to bounce up to the upside and maybe correct itself against 4.9, 4.6. If we're breaking that level, we're looking at the trend line and see how the market's going to behave around that level. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about? Rune USDT. I'm actually super... What I'm gonna do after this live stream, I'm gonna go and eat some sushi just outside I have a super good restaurant, but I'm a vegan, so they're gonna give me some vegan sushi. Super good. Just wanted you guys to know that. Okay, so on Rune, we did break the trend line, as we can see. We saw the break. Did we see the retest of it? No, we didn't. So you did have the market just breaking it to the downside. We came back down and we did respect this previous support at 6.5. If we're seeing this support breaking, we can come back down to 5.9, and then market just might slowly start to create. Oh, Mark, herregud. Yeah, it's the same thing here. It's like on all the other pairs. It looks like we can actually bounce off to the higher time frames from this level. That doesn't mean the market will just change direction, but it could definitely do a bigger pullback than expected, because as you can see, a small pullback right here, but we can also take Fibonacci from 11.2 to the lowest point at 6.5. If we are seeing the market coming up to this level right here at 9.3 or 9, and also maybe retested this trend line that we did break, we want to see how the market is going to behave around that level in case we're coming back down again, because the overall picture, the market is in a downtrend. So I just follow it. Just 1 second, guys. So I always look at the higher time frames candlestick, and that is why I still believe the market can continue back down. I mean, we don't even have to come up that much, as I was talking about. The first level that we're looking at is obviously this previous resistance. If we are having it as a resistance again at 8.1, But if we're breaking it, we're looking at this level. And if we are breaking that level, then yeah, we just might continue back up, because at that point we could potentially come inside the trend line again and you see momentum to the upside. But this is the daily chart, so it's pretty far away. Looking at the lower time frames, just have in mind that if we're coming back up, we need to focus right here. And if you didn't know, so I'm waiting for the market. So we're building up an account on Prime XBT, and I had 2 sell limit orders yesterday. I did close them in profit, but I'm having 2 buy limit orders right now around 48.100. So I want the market to come back down to this level, and then we activates the 2 orders, and then market continues back up. But we just might have to see how it will look during the day. It's not that far away, so I mean, the patient is key. It doesn't. Patience is definitely key. And speaking of Prime XBT, on Prime XBT you can receive up to 25 bonus added to your deposit by using the promo code Bitcoinsensus 50. And if you want to be or if you are a swing trader, if you want to have low fees on Bybit, you can receive up to $600 in bonus by using the link in the description, also right here, as you can see. The good thing with Bybit is that it's very, very low fees, and when you can also when you are creating an account, you can have multiple bonuses than just the one you're getting from Bitcoinsensus. Yeah, thank you, Subaru. Okay, so let's see, Rune Mana. So we're gonna look at Mana. And I was actually analyzing Mana today. So if we're going into my, let's see. If we're going into my channel, as you can see, if you're going into community, you can also see that I'm putting up pictures on, so I did put up pictures on Mana. So yesterday because we're having TikTok, we are having Twitter, and yesterday I was talking about Mana, that we did have this Head and Shoulders, and we did come up and retest. We are right now retesting 3.6. So if you're going into my channel at community and you're scrolling down, you'll see that I'm having different pictures where I'm talking about what I potentially could see. And it's the same thing on VET. We could potentially come back down to 0.060000. And after that, either we are continuing back down or we're continuing back up. But looking at Mana, you're having the Head and Shoulders right here. And we did come up and retest the neckline. And right now, what I want to see, if we're going down to the lower time frames, I already have a Fibonacci from 3.6 to the lowest point at 3.5. If we see the market now coming up and retest this previous the high again at 3.6, 0.83, the Fibonacci levels, that could actually take us back down to first target 3.49, 3.42, and 3.37. But the overall target that I'm having, and that is based on the weekly Fibonacci, and the targets from that is 2.7 and 2.25. So we could definitely, we're just going to take this one away, it's so annoying. Yeah, so if we see the momentum starting, you can actually slowly start to see market coming back down to 2.73 and maybe 2.27. Whoa. ORN. Okay, so we're gonna look at U at N. We're taking a trend line, as we can see, and we did break it. Yeah, so you just might see now a retest of this level, but no. So we did break the weekly trend line. Going to the daily. If we are right now continuing even more, we're taking Fibonacci from 6.1 to 5.2. If we see the market coming up and retested the trend line again and the 5.8, that just might be the market actually coming back down to 5, 4.6 or 4.2. Going to the weekly again, that is also combined with this previous support that we're having. But I want to do this. So before, from this level at 4.8, we did have a fake out. You saw the retest, market continues back up. So the same thing can happen right here, is that we're actually coming back down to the same level, and you see the fake out, retest, market continues back up. Sorry, if you see the market coming up again, comes back down to 4.7, you just might see the fake out, retest, market continues back up. Because looking at the higher time frames, same thing, you're having two huge bearish momentum to the downside. It just might need to come back down to a previous support to create another support, and then market continues back up again. Guys, if you haven't liked this live stream, please go inside and do that so we can reach out to more people. And while I'm going through your coins, you can please help me with that. Would be super nice of you. Safe Moon. We are looking at Safe Moon, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do that, because I go through cryptocurrencies every single day. I think this is the 7th live stream I'm actually having this week. Which one is it? I think I've been on a live stream every single day this week. I don't know if this is the pair that you want me to look at, but we're having the support. We came back down to the support right here. You saw the fake out from that level. And right now, it looks like we can come back down, and now we're continuing up again. Very choppy pair. Let's see. Yeah, so oh my god, I don't like this pair. It's like, what the hell? But we can come back down obviously to 4 to 4, and then continue back up a little bit. To what level? Maybe this let's see, we did cover this gap that we did have, but that is also the first target that I'm looking at, because that is also a support. So you just might see market coming to 7, either respect it and continue back up, or we're coming back down to the support again. Keep doing whatever you are doing. You are awesome. Thank you so much, Gian. I'm super happy to hear that you like it. MNG. Looking at MNG USDT. Huh? I guess this is the one, right? Okay, so looking at this previous support, I'm not gonna include this fake out because we had the retest from that level. That is the daily chart, and of course we want to see what type of market we are in, and we can all see the market is going down, right? So we need to break this trend line to see the market actually starting to break to the upside again. We can also see that we did come back down and retested this, almost did retest this previous support. We can just adjust it on the lower time frames and see how it actually looks. Yeah, okay, so that looks pretty good. We could potentially come back down and see a retest of 0.21, and after that you just might see the market push to the upside again against 0.24, or you're just coming up to the trend line again. I mean, the pair is just falling down, guys, just falling down. But if you're breaking this support, you can continuing back even further. But with this huge I want to do it something like that. It depends. So we're taking the first Fibonacci, we're taking from the last lowest high, lower high that we did have around 0.26 to the lowest point at 0.22. If we see the market coming up to this resistance is also combined with the support, Fibonacci with the support, you just might see the market coming back down to 0.21, 0.19, and 0.17. Don't have to do that. It's just based on the Fibonacci in case. You can also see the market breaking and trying to respect this trend line again. If you are seeing the market continuing to the upside, as I told you in the beginning, we want to see the market actually breaking the trend line. You see the retest and you start to see the market actually continuing creating high highs and higher lows. And with that, market is going up, right? ECP, did we look at that? No. Okay, we're looking at ECP, and actually what happened, we did not look at this one today. No. So yesterday we did talk about this pair, and if we are coming inside of 28 and we see the market push through that level and you see the retest, that could take us up to 36 points, around 36. It's the same thing right here. I do believe the market will okay, possibly we could respect this support and now continue back down, maybe to this previous wick that we did have around 24.14, and then see market continues back up. But I still believe the market will continue back up a little bit more. I do believe it can come up a little bit more and just try to make everyone so happy, and then market goes back down again. I'm only basing this because of market structure. You see the market is just like a falling knife. The market is super bearish. So there, I'm not gonna lie to you and say, yeah, from this level the market will continue back up. I'm not gonna do that, guys. Never ever in my whole life. If we are continuing back up, the market has to do so many things. It has to break the trend line. It has to break market structure. It has to do so many things. And until that is happening, I mean, quick buy opportunities, yes, but overall picture, the market is still going down. Oh, hi Anna, no problem. Mark, leave the girls alone. Let them be. Perfect. We're gonna look at Dot. I'm just joking, Mark. You're a wonderful, disgusting man. Yeah, on Dot, we came back down to the support, and we are right now continuing back up. And I see the market could potentially come up to 31.69. And same thing here, we just might come up to the trend line again. We just might break it, retest the Fibonacci levels, and then you just might see the market coming back down a little bit more. You just might see the retest of the trend line again, market comes back down to the support. The overall picture is obviously the same thing. It's obviously the same thing here. We are still below this trend line. You just might see a break of the trend line. That doesn't mean the market will start to continue to the upside. Oh, sorry, Mark. and we can retest this previous support at 34, and then after that, if we're breaking that level, that just might take us to higher targets, but we could also see the market coming back down, because previous support becomes a new resistance, market comes back down. Oh, they're cooking some food outside my window. It smells so good. I want to eat. I think there are barbecuing. Are you saying that? Barbecue outside my window. It smells so good. You know, I feel like, you know, Homer Simpson's when he's thinking about donuts. That's how I feel inside me right now. Oh. Food. Okay, we're looking at KDA. I just want to make sure that I haven't already looked at it. Meatballs with brun sauce. Like balls in tomato sauce. Okay, so on Cadena, we did break this support, and right now we are seeing the retest of it from below. Market also, this is the same thing. We're just going sideways. It's a pretty boring market. So if you're selling the market goes up. If you're buying the market goes back down. Come on, guys, this is terrible. Like you don't want to look at something like this. You don't want to trade that. If you're trading this and you're losing your money, well, it's just screaming taking your stop loss. But if we see the market now breaking the support, you see the retest, that just might be the market continuing back up. So this could just be a huge ass fake out. Market continues back up. But that is on the 1 hour chart, obviously. Looking at the 4 hour, yeah. It doesn't look good at all. But if we're, I mean, I seriously believe market can continue back up a little bit. And if we're coming up, you can also create another lower high at 11.4, or we are coming up again to this previous resistance at 12.1. Everyone thinks Sundays is boring, I know, but guys, Sundays is super good to analyze, to see what potentially could happen next week, because just like we're looking at the candlesticks on the lower time frames to see what direction the market will go to, when you're having a week at the end of a weekly candlestick, that is telling you so much. It's giving you so much information. And if you don't understand how to do that, you definitely need to start to start back testing that, because it's really important. The weekly candlestick is like the best candlestick you can ever have. So if it's boring, take your time, analyze the market. Okay, so let's just start off with the weekly. Just last week candlestick, we did have a huge angle, a huge candle to the downside. So if we're going to the daily, I'm trying to find where we're having a previous support resistance on, and that is also, let's see. So this is perfect. So we're taking 50% of the fake out that we did have. Potentially what could happen is that we are also seeing the market coming up to a retest 60% of the bearish candlestick that we didn't have from last week, and that is giving us a Fibonacci level from at 6.12. And if we see the market not having, if the market is having trouble breaking that level, I definitely see the market coming back down to 4.4 and 3.2. Looking at the weekly again, that is also the market filling this week that we're having. Because we are still in As long as we are below the trend line, we are still in a downtrend. So I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys the market will continue back up forever. I'm not gonna do that, because looking at the higher time frames, that this does not look like the market is going up right now. Bitcoin is going up. Yes, it does. And it did not activate my trades, but that is okay. I need to look at it one more time. La, 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 la. No, it's too far away from my target. But whatever can happen. Why do I have that one on Bitcoin? Yeah, well, we just need to see how the market's gonna behave around this level. You just might see another fake out, market comes back down, and then you see the push. That is what I possibly could see. But market can continue back up even more than that, obviously. But the targets that I'm having is around 53,000, and then I would start to look at the market to the downside again. Charles, hi from Australia. Well, hello, Charles from Sweden. How are you? Super USDT. Have to go, guys. Okay, enjoy Sunday. Oh, thank you so much, Mark, for being here and support the channel as always. If this is Andy's girlfriend, he's a legend. I'm not Andy's girlfriend. Let's see, what was it I supposed to look at? I saw something. Bake USDT. No, Super USDT was it? Okay, looking at, did we come up to these levels? I don't know when we were looking at this pair, but we did take two of my levels that I was talking about. Nice. That's good. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do that. Because when we're going back in time, we're seeing that the targets actually get hit, then market goes back down. So please subscribe to the channel, because I go through these pairs every single day. Okay, so we're starting off with the weekly again. So we did have this previous support that turned into a resistance, a fake out. You saw the retest of that level. We could potentially come back down to, let's see, 1.03. That is on the daily. So this pair is not looking, I mean, it's just a falling knife. Like, what can I do with this? I have no clue what to do with this. More than that, either we are breaking this support at resistance at 1.31, or the support that we are at right now. We just might bounce in between this level until the market actually breaks to the downside and comes back down to 1.03, or we're coming up to the resistance again at 1.56. And after that, we just want to see, okay, will the market come back down and have a solid support for then market breaking to the upside, or if we're coming to the resistance, try to fake us out again, because every time we try to break it, you saw the fake outs, market comes back down. So these levels are super important for us to look at. It's super important for us to look at. We're gonna look at Bake. Thank you so much, Maverick. Okay, so we're starting over on this pair too, looking at the daily, the weekly. We do have a previous weekly support that's going to be very important for us if we're coming up to that level again. We're taking Fibonacci. Looking at this, we are in a downtrend. We can all see that. We can just take, oops. We can just take a trend line looking something like this. And we're taking okay, so we're taking Fibonacci from 1.7 to the lowest point to where we are right now at 1.1. If we are seeing the market right now is breaking to the upside and retest this previous, was it weekly support? And also the Fibonacci is giving us, this could potentially be where the market is giving us the lower high and might just continue back down to the support again at 1.063. Or we can come back down to 0.7 and 0.5. Obviously that depends. Going back in time, I want to see, yeah, we've never been that, okay, I don't have anything else to look at this pair. But if this weekly or these coming days, if we're coming back up to the support again and you see the market breaking it and you saw the retest, that could be potentially the push to the upside again. So we have to use these levels to see how the market's going to behave around them. Obviously the market goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways. Yeah, I know, but we need to understand these levels, and after that we are reacting to them. Oh, Maverick, you want to be a moderator for real deal? I can just make you one now if you want to. Oh, no, no. Okay, we're looking at FTM. We're starting off with the weekly. We came back down. We are right now at this previous resistance that we did have around 1.45 on the weekly. As we can see, we are closing and retesting it, as you can see. But yeah, on the daily chart, if I moderate, I block all, guys. Oh. Okay, let's see. We came back down to a support at 1.38. Market came up to this previous resistance support again at around 1.47. And I took a Fibonacci from lowest point to the highest point on the higher time frames. We did come back down and retested the 50%. We just might come back down and retest 61%. I do believe market can continue up from this level too. Targets is 1.5, 1.56, and 1.6. But what potentially can happen after is what we want to know. Taking that one away, I'm taking this one away. So we just might see the market coming up to 1.6 and 1.5. And that was also the targets that I did have, because right now we are retesting this previous resistance turning into a support. We just might have to have a bigger target for us to then continue back down. Okay, so we're gonna look at Cosmos, Atom. Okay, let's see what happens. So we are inside a Fibonacci as always, and that is based on the weekly, from the weekly low to weekly high. Going to the lower time frames, we came back down and we did retest the 60%, 61%, super good. We can take another Fibonacci right now from 22.41 to 24.52. We already did retest the 50% of it. Market could come back down to 23.18, and then you just might see market coming up to 25. From that level, I'm having 3 targets, and that is 25, 26, and 27. And after that, we just want to see how the market's going to behave, if it's actually on its way up, because right now we are inside of the Fibonacci, weekly Fibonacci, but we can continue back down also. And if we're breaking this level, we can come back down to 18.8 and then slowly reverse to the upside again. So we did look at Matic, but we can do a little recap of it. Where is it? Okay, so on Matic we did have a... Did we do that? Yeah, we did look at Matic. Yeah, it looks like we can come back down to... this previous support and resistance zones that we did have around 1.8, because we did have the market from this previous weekly chart, weekly wick. We came back down and we did retest it from below. So this was the fake out. Market continues back down. So what I see market potentially can come back down to, because right now we are also breaking this low, this support. That could take us back down to 1.851, 1.888, or 1.957. And then you just might slowly start to see market continue into the upside again. And we're doing a recap on Ethereum also. So on Ethereum, yesterday we were talking about this daily candle, and we are seeing the retest of the support right now. And it looks like the market can come up to the, first of all, I'm looking at 4,240, because that is the Fibonacci that we're having on the higher time frames to create a lower high. So if the market comes to these levels and I start to see rejections, I see the market coming back down again, maybe to 3,700 and 3,600. So that is the first thing that I'm looking at. But if we're breaking this trend, this Fibonacci, we could definitely come up and retest this the trend line again. And after that, we want to see, okay, will the market continue up or will the market continue back down? So guys, market goes up, market goes down, but we need to understand what are we in a downtrend, a uptrend? Is the market consolidating in between support and resistance zones? So this is very important, guys, that we need to look at. So just because you see the market going up a little bit, you need to have in mind the market just might create a lower high and then market continues back down again. So I'm still bearish on the market. Overall picture, I'm bullish, but the market is right now in a downtrend. Oh my god, guys! I just hit 3K on subscribers. I'm super happy about that. Thank you so much. I'm super happy. It's so funny! I'm happy that you are taking your time to listen to me. Yes, Serkan, don't spam. If you're doing that, I will not look at the pair. Please listen to Maverick. Ah, Yo We? Is this the pair that you want me to look at for real deal? Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Uncle Grandpa on trade. Yeah, you're the one with the fun name. That's super exciting. Okay, we're looking at Jojo BTC. Thank you, guys. I couldn't do this without you. The Crypto Clan. Thank you so much. Super happy. Oh, wow. Well, we can obviously see that we are not breaking the support at 29. But we're having a, I mean, I don't even know where to start to have my trend line, but something like this maybe. But we're still having trouble breaking it. So we just want to see how the market's going to behave. Will we come back down and break the support, continue back down, or will we actually break the trend line? But if you're seeing the market actually breaking from the and start to break to the upside, we need to come up and retest this previous lower high that we did create at 57. You want to see the market creating a higher low, and then market just goes back up. I just subscribed. Thank you so much. How does Matic you see? We did just look at Matic. Yeah, so if we're breaking the support, I don't have anything else to look at, but I mean, we can come back down to 22, and after that, I would just need to see how the market's going to behave. Alice, thank you, Maverick, so much for helping me. Tanya, thank you. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, good. It was not long ago. Okay, we're looking at Alice. And we did have this previous no, let's see. Yeah, so we're just consolidating in between 12 and 15, and if we are breaking the support, we can come back down to 9.93. If we're breaking the resistance, we can come up and retest 17, and because you can see the market is just actually bouncing in between these levels. So usually what happens when you're coming to a support is that you're getting faked out, market comes inside, and then it takes you up to the resistance again, does the same thing, it fakes you out until the market is actually deciding to what direction it will go. The overall picture, we are in a uptrend because you can see that we are maintaining the higher lows, but on the lower time frames we are consolidating. The market is just going sideways in between. But we can also use this trend line as I'm having and see if we are coming up down to that level again. Can also do this, so we just might see the fake the breakout retest comes up to the support to the resistance. Yeah, but I would just say I would be careful when the market is just going like this, because right now it looks like we are creating small highs and high lows, and because the market is going down it's pretty strong downtrend right now. Even if we're consolidating, you just might see the market coming up to that level, and then when you come into the resistance or the trend line, you just might see the retest, and then market continues back down. That possibly could happen, but market is bouncing in between these levels. No, Sushi, he was just talking, Mark, because I told him that I wanted to eat sushi, but we can look at it. Okay, we're looking at sushi. We came back up and retested. We are retesting the support. So you saw the fake out retest is the same thing here. It looks like we can come up from this level from 5.4. We can come up and retest the trend line one more time, or we just might come up and retest 7.2. Or this previous low that we're having, as you can see right here. The market is also just consolidating in between the support and resistance. And you see the fake out, market just might go up. So in between 7 and 5, the market is just bouncing. So until then, if we want to see the market actually breaking to the upside, you have to break this previous lower high, I'm sorry. You have to see the retest of it, and market continues back up. Okay guys, I'm gonna end this live stream right now. I'm starting to lose my voice, but thank you so much guys. I'm having 3K subscribers. I'm super happy about that. Please like this live stream if you haven't done that already. I'm just gonna write in the description what type of or what coins I was looking at. So when you are gonna go and back and look, you will see that above top 3 trading exchanges, you will have all the pairs that I was looking at these live streams, and one by one. And looking at this, my description also, on Bybit you can get up a bonus up to $600 if you're using the link that I'm having in the description. And if you're a swing trader, this is the best platform you can use because they're having so low fees on Bybit, and they're also giving up more than just our bonuses. They're having their own bonuses if you're using your stop loss for the first time, take profit. So they kind of just give you bonuses depending on what you're doing on the charts. On Prime XPT, you can also receive up to 25% added to your deposit by using the code that I'm having in the link, also at Bitcoinsensus 50. So just scroll down to the link that I'm having in the to the description down below, and you just read. And if there's any problems, you can also go into the Bitcoinsensus Telegram group and Discord. And if you have any questions, guys, we're so many people that can help you with whatever you need help with. So you're having the link to our community. Everything is for free. You're more than welcome to be with us, and we see each other in tomorrow's live stream and in tomorrow's video, in tonight's video, because right now I'm starting to do the recaps that I'm having on the some of the pairs that we were talking about right now. You know, give it some space, give the market to have some movement space to move during those hours, and then we'll see how it goes. So thank you so much, Raffle Martins. We appreciate daily. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Merrick, for helping me out. Thank you, Devor, for being here. I saw you right now. Have you been here? Oh, you just came. Sorry. Thank you, Serkan. Thank you, Lauren. Have a good day, everyone. I'm gonna go eat now because I'm super hungry. Bye from Sweden. Bye bye.